I don't think I like the Glimmer pickup on the Hoodwink, just because you want to be playing on the edge of fights, and you want to be pumping out damage. I feel like you could have live on the Slardar, but he's very low. I think, honestly, it may just be better to die.
PB's got a
See a
6 cent
vision
for these
coming out?
wards, huh? No 6 on that Storms.
It's hard to not provide utility and, benefit your team with these three heroes. Same with Sven and Hoodwink. Bushfight. I think it's kind of worth for... That was positive. I think that was still worth it for Radiant. Honestly.
Trouble and is already dead before any of his team can respond. Meanwhile, Sven bumps into Axe, stuns him, walks away.
Yeah, I mean, I think
oh
he
no,
might have
maybe not. Johnny decides to blink, gets the...
very well-timed vacuum to interrupt the Storm's cast animation of ult. But even then, as I said before, you can vacuum.
But it's got his 25, battle trance, strong dispel. How are the other... Anyone else come up with...
Oh, I'm surprised the troll doesn't have his shard. His shard is really, really good. And he's just so...
And again. But what's surprising to me is that from my memory of this game, yeah, the Slaughter boys had
Galvanized stacks, which is something you always have to remember playing against a Storm. That you're not just, it's not just deaths for golden egg.
Oh no! Well, they'll never let him draft again. Smart tactic if he doesn't like drafting.
I'm pretty sure I was watching the draft and they were saying that the heroes were good. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
So I think that was, although it seems like a question of why's Mars there, he was getting the next wave. So they can't.
They can dive. Will they dive? They scan out Axe.
Oh.
Stun. RFA is dealt with. Beautiful mid-fight scan for the Axe then.
By the only rupture and like a ulti that assist.
I know that's a really a really particular brings more. You've got hard lockdown and chase with that Slardar, and you can see the invisible core. Lifesteal is incredible. Darkseer sort of has his place in this. Oh, huge dodge from Ghost, using his ult once again. They need to be careful though, because the Axe at any point can blink into these fights. They did just
and
trade...
that was two ults committed to kill a +5
round. Meanwhile, the Ghost is here, the true carry of the team, and he is applying huge amounts of damage to that Troll. Troll stays to get a little bit of farm, and all of Dire is...
Sorry, my headset cut out just then.
That's all good, all good. Yeah, I was just saying...
As we were saying, yeah, Hoodwink is just strong laner.
They take the fish with the Mars ult in the Radiant offlane. Just must be on the low ground there. Good catch.
Nice kill. I would guess it was a smoke play.
Fights are taking place and a little kill here or there. This troll is just sitting in this top lane, getting closer and closer to that Battle Fury. I worry.
He's catching up. It's
huge ult comes in from the Hoodwink and the stun whiffs. Slowed out. Oh, looks like he whiffs the spear, but there is a big catch from Ghost once again onto 3 heroes. Not enough to save the fish, and now looks like the Sven is caught out. And more than anything, the reason this hero needs to go, get rid of it, get it out of my fucking game, dude, is because when you catch someone with your shackle, 16 stacks on his Desolator, and a Daedalus now, and is doing the classic rat, elects to leave. Okay.
I think he should have walked up and hit it a couple of times.
Yeah, they need to be careful now. This is what... Straight back into it. So just be prepared for that.
Yeah, I mean, we also did see with the Axe towards the end there, only 1k gold behind the Lifestealer, but the Lifestealer is so much scarier.
close enough to that rat. Arcane out on the rat and they back off.
That was a little bit lucky as well. The Ursa does get, I think, first or second hit bash there. And if he doesn't, I think that the incident armlet, he's not really putting out the physical DPS right now.
It's a sustained fight. He wants a long fight.
Yeah, but when the Dire have minus, what is it, 15 armor? Yeah,
he dropped a skeleton. But they could go on the Storm Spirit and deal with him and sort of just keep the momentum moving in their direction. So I think that blink... Ursa dives too deep and gets punished for it. They grab the rat, the stun comes out, and the rat is dead. But there is an ult that comes out from Hunter George, and down goes the Sven. Trolls. We should see this Roche go down before the enemy team really can get in position, right? Not unless they mass port.
Yeah, I don't think...
Clinks does have...
This game is just confusing me. Apparently the only part of the map that exists is mid.
Axgall under the
catches him just on the edge. Strong, but she's not OP, so people are happy to let it through.
Yeah, I actually played with this in a game earlier today. We lost the game, but she looked like she was doing so much damage in such a short... Very, very, very strong hero. Obviously, Collapse has been playing at 3, right? On Team Spirit with some huge success, but it's been traditionally more of a mid. So do we think we're...
Yeah, Snapper's getting picked a lot. I think she's most picked hero, Riyadh.
Is she most picked now? No
she's one of the most picked.
That's
She was alone, which she was at the start. But you saw that how much damage that the axe was doing to the Ursa, and the Ursa couldn't really man-fight it.
That troll is taking a whole bunch of damage. Saves him! That is the BKB out on Reese. He's just going to try and put on as much damage as he can before it runs out. He is, but Sven looking for more. He does have the Yules if he does get... him. All of a sudden he's silenced, he force-staffs himself over the edge, but the Sven just throws the stun. Out comes the big old shackle, and he drops a skeleton on death. In comes Storm, doing what he can to deal with that hoodwink as fast as he can. Weaver.
Yep, I think anyone not wanting to grieve themselves would probably bet, based on draft, that Radiant takes this one.
But that's not to say question. When does the Ags come out on the Sand King?
I think it's less prioritized now.
And he has to know that he's dying there, right? Like he's used his ult. He drops a glip when he's like 200 units away from 3 heroes. Like he knows he's dying. He's just gonna
a tiny bit of an advantage, and it just becomes such a nuisance. So I think you ban it. To me, Ghost was the MVP of game 1.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. But that's not to say.
Or, especially from such a huge range, be able to kill the axe and kite him. And because he had no BKB, he was getting slowed so much by the Arctic Burn and the Witchblade that he is
second most picked hero, aside from Bans, of course. Which that's unbelievable that she's behind Hoodwink. I didn't realize she was quite that strong. Weaver, though, we know how strong Weaver is. line from Ursa shows that they know they're in there, or maybe they just want to take it themselves. Oh, the bug comes through.
See Ghost come in.
That Mars just pins him to the wall, and he is taking way more damage than he was just a moment ago. Lifestealer ports in, huge stun comes out from the fish, and all of a sudden that Clicks is in a lot of trouble as well. He cannot turn him. Obnoxious. Okay, now Troll is a fast farmer. Once Troll has a Battle Fury. With the start he has had rather. What minute are we tingling? And this is the thing, is that they can dive pretty deep with the dinosaur and the bug. RFA elects to get his Sand King out, but it's going to cost him his life. Picks him up, puts him into the ground. Not much going to be left for him, though John, playing on the back line, is able to snipe that Hoodwink.
Yeah, I mean that's the issue with this hero, is it can be such a bother, and to shut it down, decide that it looks like a really good Sven game. But I think you just pick it support and then don't worry about it. But Sven and Weaver are both individually strong, but I don't love it.
Okay,
which I think is still better than
that skeleton
hero when you die.
Yeah,
even Miranda's is better than fucking Clinx's. So
that's actually pretty garbage.
I just
though, good to see Wyvern ults having impact, because in my game, Wyvern ults just grief me and don't take kills. Looks like they decided to gank MGC. MGC in trouble because there is a troll directly on top of him. Ooh, he pops his BKB because he's trying to get away, but it really doesn't matter because that is so much damage coming out from Troll. Troll's got a Shadow Blade. I didn't notice that. Maybe they were just thinking too much about what they want to do and not what the enemy team was going to do, and so they picked this Clinx hero.
I mean, yeah, it's possible. I mean, to play the Devil's Avocado, I would assume that's the case. It means you can call the call the Ursa and not be too worried about dying to him.
Yeah, I guess so.
RFA has 4.
Oh, mind you,
it puts out a lot of pain.
Back. And he's coming up on 6.
Yeah, so causing so much disruption of fight. I kind of want to see someone else on Radiant disrupt this axe as well, though, because all the fights. I think Pros get the other one.
Okay.
Probably makes laning nicer for you. I can't really see what else it gives. That.
Ooh. Okay,
that's absolutely worth a little bit of a committal, I think, from Dire.
I am still shocked. I couldn't even get my words out. I'm so shocked how much damage one little shredder and had a pretty substantial lead there, and it just sort of drops away. What goes wrong? What happened at 25 minutes, Ilstaya, that just started the swing back in the opposite direction?
And then if you're away from his skeletons, he isn't really doing any damage either. So why did you pick the hero?
Has he just been bullying him away while everyone's fighting? I haven't been paying attention.
He's still a little bit behind.
Not much.
Yes, he has caught up. And I think that's a high level.
Axe Call out onto the Ursa, but the Ursa does a whole bunch of damage, and the Snap's looking on the side with the Snap. Oh, the Snap somehow hits 6 before the Weaver, and is applying huge amounts of damage. Johnny needs to run here. Ari wants the kill. Exciting. Weaver ban comes out.
Partially is by the fact that all the other top things obviously getting banned out, and she's just very
over here to deal with these other heroes in the backline, but Reverie's taken a whole bunch of damage, does manage to port out. Huncho uses a whole lot of mana to get there, and then uses a whole lot of mana to get out of there. Slaughter Gang CEO does have the Corrosive Haze on him, with a little tiny swarm on him. He had plenty of time.
Yeah, I think that was just a...
But not as much.
Nice streak through the trees.
Oh, big cookie to get him away.
Yeah, I think that was 6 from getting the Wisdom Rune. Dire hasn't got theirs. Sorry, Radiant hasn't got theirs yet.
Okay. Price the bounce from that. Hoodwink is a whole lot of damage, and again, Ghost is playing the edge of these fights perfectly. He's not even playing the rat this time, and he might just secure damage onto the Clinks. He does, he kills the Clinks. They take the Dark Serum. Eats that bug for breakfast. Brings the Mortine, drops the tip. See ya, Weaver.
Yeah, this gem on the slider is paying off. Props to Ghost.
Oh no, Johnny.
Sad.
Oh,
and he's rushing the Ags on Axe, which I think, is that just because it's really good Berserker? I don't know.
Or having a yarn with your boys in your Discord. This is high stakes, and so there are mistakes that can be made not only in plays. We've seen a few whiffed spears for.
I think they'll have fine communication and stuff. But
2 for 2 trade. Looks like they're going to put the Sven bottom. Phenomenal calls, and there's another dunk from Johnny. Well played, mate. But Ghost has decided to come in and reveals the Glipnir. There's some big damage onto that rat, but they need to be careful because Axe is low.
It's always good to see a competitive, even game.
Yeah,
I just think that this. I really like Dire's draft, except for the Clinks.
Me too. On the enemy team, and like I get it, Vacuum strong. Spoopy Ball strong, Iron Shell strong, and especially Iron Shell strong on heroes like Lifestealer, his Zeus, his OD, these sort of things. So I see that Huskar ban. I think these guys probably either watched the stream or done their research. Troll and Wyvern. Does he have a crush? He does. One more bash, and he's
gonna get a
got
bash
him.
now.
One more slap. And it turns out the lane goes the way of the bigger. And I'm dedicating all of that to like trying to get on top of this bug, like dedicating everything I have to catching the bug. Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't quite feel right. I shouldn't be having to. So I'm not sure if they want to commit completely to this dive. Ari walks away. Instead, they decide to take the Darkseer, and that Darkseer is gone. So, I thought it was to try and stop them from finishing off that bug, but instead he just whiffs it and gets called out for it.
Yeah, so even though Ari... Oh, now Ari's just the... That was Harold drafting. And I think
I think they were cooking
it.
something.
He didn't want to draft. I think his team was flaming him.
Beautiful guys and girls out there in the chat that came along to watch a Bops and Illstar your stream tonight. You are all amazing. Thank you so much, you big old bunch of cuties. In that triangle, he finds Filipino rules and gets him with a quick silence. Looks like he's got a Mindbreaker in his neutral slot there, so I think he was hoping for a little bit more, a little bit quicker, but the taunt, hang on.
I think it's some insight.
Okay. I think maybe the tempo of the enemy team just put him down. I saw potential there, but I think they just needed more time. But anyway, Slaughter Gang did really well. Okay.
Yeah. Good. Play it safe. But yeah, so earlier when they killed the Sven with the Clinks and Storm Bottom at the Rags, that's kind of, I feel like, the only way which is
They're
what
bringing more again. What is this slobber knocker in the mid lane that we're seeing? It's just again and again and again these heroes are running at each other. Looks like the Hoodwink on the sideline looking for a snipe. Lands onto the Primal Beast, and the Primal Beast he made it look really good, so I think he is a traditional POS 3 player at heart, likes the initiators, so...
Yeah, I think Mars and Axe are both probably his...
Might be going for a big ult, but they ping him out. Glipnir straight into the trees, and he's going to do what he can to get out of there, but he's in a whole lot of trouble. He's just going to pop his ult in hopes that maybe he has some impact. Troll is lurking on the sideline with the rat. Ooh.
With 1,800 HP.
Slardar is stalking. We've seen what happens to this Clockwork when those two jump on top of him, and Clockwork is gone. Trading 4 for 4.
Yep. kill that gets away would have been even less likely to happen.
Whole
It still feels
team
bad.
draws on the map directly towards the Roche pit. They know they're in there. That big blue scare, one of the coolest and funnest heroes in the game, and it's certainly very strong. But I keep seeing it come out here, around this sort of point in the game, before there's a reveal of a mid or a pos one. Silent stunned, silent stunned. God.
The slider was holding, he had a bug on him, couldn't blink. As I said last game, it's so annoying.
There, but the blood grenade comes out, and there is some protection coming out from Sven. Okay, beautiful rotation in from Sven there. I think they probably died.
He does.
Hold on. Did we just see Troll die top lane? Is that what just happened?
Oh, yeah, I didn't notice that. Okay, I was wondering why the
Primal Beast
was
is
committing
ported.
to the TP.
Comes out from the fish. The fish decides to take the shield rune. Does take the shield rune. Shackle shot. Ooh, vacuum, and it's enough to kill the Storm Spirit. Now the clock in a whole bunch of trouble himself.
That was
He's moving across my map in the bottom corner. He was sprinting in there, but all of a sudden he's caught out of position. He is just a Storm Spirit though, so he's just gonna get out of there. Burns a
take from Mars, which
look, I said this last night. Ilstai. Hold on. My microphone just cut out, and MGC is caught. The elect to pop the halt this time. Oh, he's been silenced. He may not get a chance to pop the ult. The slow comes out. 2, 3. Oh, lands right at the feet of the fish. Oh, but gets the invisibility off. Was that just a spear on this? Well, I looked away for just a second. Was it just an acorn? Big acorn?
yeah, it was an acorn on a blood grenade. The clock was just really low.
Troll Warlord. Now, hey, Ilstaria, I was watching this RFA player play last night, and you know how there's just some support players that have got something. They've got some spice to the way they play. For the Ags, the Bloodstone, to shut that Ursa down. Like, super big brain plays coming out from Johnny there. A lot of respect for that player, but yeah, Ghost was nuts. Ghost, huge Sven ult comes out there.
Well, someone's career goes down.
TV's career?
But good of... I know. It was.
Yeah. I think so.
MGC can also pull Storm out of zip with vacuum, which if the Sand King does a lot this game. I think Wyvern has a pretty free lane versus Sand King.
Just bullies him off, bullies him out. Supports, but
well played. I think RE definitely had a good game this game, but I think he definitely was enabled by his. I don't know what these teams are doing with this thing about having to just sit mid after 10 minutes.
Pancho diving Pee-wee on the tower, and Pee-wee absolutely destroyed. Silence now comes out onto the cranky
You're
fish.
so lucky. That was not luck. That wasn't even skill on, no offense to Filipino Rose, but it wasn't even skill on his part. That was just a mistake by Huncho, tanking
You're so lucky.
Like 5 tower shots.
Expecting to see it. Is this 12, 13? Maybe later?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be later. Yeah. Unless he gets some kills. And he gets a courier. Wow, look at this hero, man.
Slaughter though, hungry, spots space, and they lose there. Oh no, Reverie, you need to be real careful because there are 3 very angry heroes, but Axe is about to get a tremendous call, I think. Oh, the stun catches out there feeding, trying to get deep wards up, so... Sven, now we've seen this one picked as a position 5, right, with the physical resistance. Do you think we'll see it 5'd in this game, or do you think... he's already got vision there. They pulled him out of the fountain, and I think he's just going to go down. Fish jumps in to get a stun, but this looks like fountain...
The Wyvern doesn't get any part of the XP, but it's...
Oh my lord, that is a whole bunch of damage coming out onto that Snapfire, and she's in a whole lot of trouble. Alexa, try and jump...
Reverie's a dumbass. And I am going to ask him what he was thinking after this. But he's played enough comp games to, and I'm happy to see it because Clockwork spent so long being
just super obnoxious and put himself ahead, or is it the Slardar hitting his 6 and finds someone in lane, strips armor, and puts him down?
I think it's pretty even, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. 16
maybe.
seconds. He's not gone for a long time. Meanwhile, I've seen some pain put on this Ursa bottom. I reckon they're thinking about him. Troll straight back out to the lane.